Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm David. Today we're going to dive deep into life in Ho Chi Minh City and uncover what it really costs to live like a local here while experiencing the vibrant culture that makes the city so special. So let's talk about the realistic monthly cost of living in Vietnam. I'm going to break this down into 6 categories of expenses. We'll start off with housing, utilities, food, transportation, healthcare, and miscellaneous. Miscellaneous is kind of a catch-all, and I'll go into detail when we get to it. I'm kind of doing this off of some notes and memory, so if I miss anything, please let me know in the comments, and if you can give this video a like and hype, it'll really help this channel grow. So let's get started. First, we're going to talk about housing and rent, and it really depends on where you're living in Ho Chi Minh City, but I would say for expats, the areas that you probably want to stay in is District 1, the Tao Ding area, District 4, District maybe 5, District 10, and also the Pho My Hung area. Those areas tend to be a little bit easier for expats because a lot of the individuals that work and live in those areas do have a grasp of the English language, so it makes communications a lot easier. And the rent for a 1-bedroom or a studio apartment in those areas will probably run you about $300 to $500 depending on the area. Most of these apartments will be furnished and have a washing machine, so it's quite convenient. So to start off with our grand total, we have $300 to $500. Next is utilities, which encompasses electricity, water, mobile service, as well as home internet. I didn't include gas in this because most apartments don't have gas and people usually cook on electric stove tops. First is electricity, and that is really depending on how much AC you use. I don't usually use that much. Most of my electricity is used on the air fryer, the stove, the television, and my laptop, and the fan. But for the most part, I don't use a lot of AC. So my electricity cost is fairly low at about $18 to $20 per month. But if you use a lot of electricity, you'll probably end up spending roughly about $60 to $100 a month. Next is water, and that includes tap water as well as drinking water that you might buy at the supermarket or have delivered to your house. The service to have bottled water delivered to your house, and those are 5-gallon bottles, is roughly about $5 to, I would say, about $15 per month. And so if you include that with tap, that comes out to roughly about $15 to $25 per month for water. I personally don't need to buy water because I have a filter system at home, which saves a lot of time and money. Next up is mobile service, and for an unlimited plan for mobile service, you're talking about $5 per month. For home internet, it's roughly about $10 per month, bringing your total for utilities to a range of $55 to $115, bringing your grand total to $355 to $615. Next up is food costs, and that's a huge range depending on your preference as well as your cooking ability. And if you do enjoy cooking and you're good at that, then the supermarket is where you'll be finding yourself most of the time. The cost for grocery from the supermarket, if you're cooking by yourself, roughly about $300 to $400 per month. If you're into dining out, you don't really want to cook at all, there's 2 options or a combination of both options. First is to dine locally, which is probably the cheapest option. And you're talking about $1 to $5 per meal. In a full month, that comes out to about $360. If you're into foreign food like hamburger, pizza, sushi, Korean barbecue, fried chicken, whatever it is that is not Vietnamese, then you're really talking about $5 to $15 per meal, bringing your monthly total to roughly about $750 per month. So depending on really how you want to eat, you are looking at a range of $400 to $800 per month, bringing the grand total range to $755 to $1,415. That range is getting quite big, depending on how luxurious you want to live here. Next up is transportation, and transportation is a tricky one, as there's also two options, right? If you are comfortable with riding a motorbike, you have a license, you're really good at that, then probably renting a motorbike or buying a motorbike is probably something that you want to do here. For scooter rentals here, you're really talking about $75 to $100 for 1 month of rental. With insurance, it's another $1. Gas, it will run you about $12 to $15 per month, and you'll probably end up having a little bit of a miscellaneous expenses for pumping the tire or washing the bike, and that probably comes out to about $5 to $10 per month. If you're not comfortable on a bike or you don't want to ride a bike, then Grab and taxis are the best way to go. I think the rideshare app is probably better. You know exactly how much you're going to be paying. You don't have to negotiate prices or anything like that. And depending on how often you use the service, you're probably talking about $100 to $200 per month. And the new grand total is $855 to $1,615 per month. Next up, we have healthcare, and healthcare includes health insurance as well as dental and eye care. For medical insurance, you're probably looking at $120 to $300 per month for traveler's insurance. For dental care, you're probably looking at 2 cleanings per year at about $15 to $30 per session. And as far as eye care is concerned, it really is about glasses, because other issues with your eyes can be taken care of through your healthcare insurance. To get glasses done, you're maybe looking at about $10 to $50 depending on the frame and the coating that you put on those lenses. And most places that sell glasses can probably test your eyes for free. So that brings your healthcare cost to a range of $133 to $315 per month, bringing your monthly grand total range to $990 to $1,930. And finally, we got some miscellaneous items, and that includes your gym membership. It's not necessary, but for some people, that's a must. And if you need a gym membership, you're going to be paying about $30 to $100 per month for that. Next is personal care. So you might want to get a haircut. You might want to buy some hair products, as well as some skin products like sunblock and lotion and things of that sort. And maybe you want to do a massage here and there. That'll cost you about $20 to $50 per month. And if you're a woman that needs your mani-pedi, add another $10 to that. And we have some visa runs and side trips that you're probably gonna have to do if you're living here. I would say budgeting $100 to $200 would be enough for those activities. And then there's also having friends, social networking, social outings, things of that sort. If you want to do that, that's not a necessity, but if you do end up doing something like that, then you're probably looking at about once a week going out, $10 to maybe $20, $25 each time, about $40 to $100 per month. And then finally, there's hobbies and interests. Maybe you're an artist, you have to buy equipment as well as some supplies. For example, if you're into pickleball, then you have to pay for court fees and parking. And the range could be up to $100. And probably with $100, you'll be enjoying a lot of activities here. And of course, if you have friends, then you're probably going to want to visit your friend's house. And it is really impolite to visit your friend's house without buying gifts, like some fruits or candy or some pastries, and that will probably run you about $20 per month. And that brings the miscellaneous total to $100 to $600. Yeah, that range is quite large because there's a lot of discretionary stuff in there. And so that brings your grand total for the month up from $1,090 to $2,530. I know the range is quite big, but the norm here is about $1,000 per month. But if you're living it up, it's going to put you in the upper end of this budget. For me, it's $600 to $700 a month. And if you're interested in that video, give this video a like and hype. 300 likes and I'll make and post this video. And if you're interested in these types of video, subscribe and turn on notifications for update. Thanks for getting lost with me, and I'll see you on the next one. If you play like pickleball, you gotta, really, come on. You don't need to be honking here, you know that, right?